So, welcome to Talk Flicks with the Boss Chicks. Today we have a boss chick. We have Marcia on the line.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So, we are going to be talking about Insecure season finale, episode 10, Low Key Loss. We kind of talked about this a little bit with some other people, but we have someone here with a totally different opinion here. So, we have to talk about what Marcia thought of this episode because she had a totally different view. So tell us, Marcia, what was your thoughts on Low Key Loss?
That was a good title because I was low key lost while everybody in social media was tripping. Like, first of all, let's talk about how they really played up this whole season. Like, this last reveal was finna be popping. I'm expecting, maybe he was playing with her. He's being petty. He was like, you know what? Cheat on you. Because he was like, she came over. I was fully expecting, like, he said, I played you like you played me. Oh, he doubled down for the pettiness. He pregnant. First of all, her being upset. I know I skipped to the end because I just feel like at this point,
why you going way too far, girl? We ain't even got
I feel like everything else in the season don't even matter no more. We just skipped to the end. We gonna skip directly to Issa's part. She was big mad. One, it's not like he got her pregnant while they were in a relationship.
But is she though? Because they was getting it in the episode beforehand. I was like, I think she might need a pregnancy test too, actually. Because like they were going in like soon as the episode came on.
But for real, but like everybody was acting like Condola did something. Listen. He was smashing her before him and Issa were like, okay, for real, we finna try this again. We finna be serious. So even if this is his baby, this is his baby. Like, it was before the actual y'all hit the relationship. So she can't really be mad about that. Like, I understand, like, she's disappointed maybe. Like, dang, we don't work this out. Now a new complication has come into play. Like, I get it. But you can't really be mad about that, sis. Y'all weren't together. Two, people were really acting like, before I saw the last episode, people were really acting like Condola did something out of pocket on purpose. So when she was like, I'm pregnant, I thought maybe the show or the episode was going to continue for a little bit. And they were going to be like, she lied about the pregnancy. Like, I thought she was trying to jump in and be like, nah, dude, I want you back. And she like made up this lie about her being pregnant so he could feel bad.
That's actually what I think is happening. I think Condola is actually lying.
Listen, but we don't know that. So far, what we know is she came to him as an adult and was like, listen, I'm pregnant. Okay. Now that whole thing when she went off the rest time about you don't have to contribute. I have never been in that situation, but let me tell you, I honestly, in my whole heart, don't feel like I would ever say those words. It took two of us to tango. It's going to take two of us to raise this child. And, I would take care, I'm not forcing you to be a parent, but we even putting that negativity into the air. What I said was, this is your child. Okay. We will cross appropriate bridges when they pop up. So on Condola's side, we don't know that she's lying yet. Or even if she is lying, all we know right now is that she's saying, yo, dude, I'm pregnant. So Issa can't be mad about that, like I said. And honestly, I really don't know anything else. Her being mad, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, you haven't found. He's just telling you. The fact that he's even telling you is a little bit of growth. Because he may have tried to hide this in the past. So I feel like him coming out being like, okay, listen.
I think he was hiding it actually. So that episode where they kind of had like the little babysitting party. And he came over there and he was trying to tell her something, but because she was trying to, make sure she had all her stuff together with getting the block party, squared away, he kind of like was like, oh, never mind. No, it was nothing. Like, Lawrence is a liar, number one. So I actually am happy that she's kind of like, nah, I don't know if I'm going to go with this, because Lawrence
Girl,
be lying.
no,
He be lying. He
no,
be
I don't.
lying.
I thought what he had to tell her at that block party was like, I've been thinking about us. Like, I thought that's what he was trying to say.
Because the
I
way
don't
he
think
was talking to Derek when they was looking at the baby and everything, you could kind of tell he was already kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be a daddy too. And so he's like asking all these questions, like, oh shoot, like getting his perspective, and just his face
I
was
mean,
like that. And so people were trying like, well, maybe it's because Condola had just told him that she didn't really want a family, and I'm like, nah.
right, that's
I
true.
think I think the reason why he was looking and responding and trying to tell her that he was going to have a baby with somebody else, but he really didn't have a heart to tell her.
Listen,
is what I think he was really trying to tell.
one, let me tell you why this is Issa's fault. I know, the
Issa's
great kid. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Of course, in reality, it's not really her fault, but it's partially her fault in fake world. One, okay, you cheated on him, fair game. Sorry, sis. Y'all broke up. Fair game, fair game. Anything can happen. You got to understand that. He went and lived a whole life. That man was smashed in 2 seconds. Like, he was like, oh, she cheated? My heart is broken. Let me smash it out. So we're lucky that it's only one child, okay? It's only one child that we know.
I agree.
Two, listen, we all knew Lawrence was trash from the get. Okay.
Right. So
you mad? First, okay, let's also talk about.
But
so
is she mad though, or is she just kind of like lost? Like, oh, well, girl, this isn't gonna work. To me, I was getting the more of an impression, like, yeah, you mad. She's like, oh, this is not gonna work out. But I think it was more just like, well, dang, where do I go from here? Like, to me, that was more of the feeling that I was getting from her, that vibe when she was just sitting out there smoking that joint on the balcony. Like, where do I go from here, man?
I think she's mad. I think she's disappointed, and she's lost. I think it's all of those emotions tied into one.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I honestly feel like it's kind of like I do well, but something else falls with her. Like when she kind of starts to get stuff together, something else somewhere else.
That is exactly where she is, which is very real life, because a lot of times it's like you get one thing together and then something else starts falling apart. So that's why I think we all are so invested in her, because we like identify with her like straight up, like, bro, that just happened to me.
Girl, so, I ain't said I full, but that's beside the point. Yes, she could have left Lawrence a long time ago.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because me and my other friends, we were kind of having this discussion, because she's all the way Team Lawrence, and I'm kind of like a little bit more like Team Nate. I feel like her and Nate are more compatible. Listen.
Okay.
I think they're more compatible, like, as far as where they are in life. Like, they both have had to come to terms with their issues, and like they're on to better things. They're both like kind of like their own kind of like CEOs running stuff. Yeah. And I really still genuinely like their chemistry. Like, I think their chemistry is still really good, and that's why she was kind of like nervous when she was helping him move out, because she kind of still. Well, she told Lawrence, like, yeah, I'm going to go help my friend Nate or whatever, because, like, she knows that she still has genuine feelings for him. And I feel like people were like, oh, well, he got mental health issues. And it's like, bro, everybody got mental health issues, actually. Like, so I feel like if he stays, on his medication and everything, they can actually make this work. To me, I mean, when you put Lawrence and him together, to me, I see better compatibility with Nate.
Okay, listen. I'm team none of the men that she has interacted with.
You team Lawrence.
Listen, I'm totally against everyone else's opinion. I'm not team Lawrence. I'm not team Nate. I'm not team old homeboy who she was like, we had some past stuff and he liked me, kept pretending. I wanted to be with him, but I didn't know the past stuff. And
Daniel. What's his name? Daniel?
Yes, Daniel. She was like, Molly kept acting like Daniel was garbage. So I was like, oh, I ain't team him either. Mm-hmm. I'm team Issa, get your life together, sis. Wait to find someone new that you can commit to. Mm-hmm. And y'all both are on the same path and where y'all want to go. Like, her problem with Lawrence was that, yes, he was like, I want to start my business. I want to do this. But the problem was when it wasn't going well, he was down in the dumps and he didn't know how to bounce back out of it.
Right.
And then he kind of checked out of their relationship. So that was her issue, which is what led to, yo, I'm sorry, I slipped up, I cheated, my bad. And then Team Nate, like, I understand you're like, oh, everybody got mental health issues. However, actually going and like he's doing his therapy, he's doing this other stuff. I feel like people who are finally aware of what they have need time to work that stuff out. And I don't think it's fair for them to be in a relationship when they are trying to, like, a lot of the energy needs to focus on making sure they're stable. So I don't think that's going to be great for Issa, and it probably would actually sour her to the relationship. And I think their friendship at this time could possibly develop into a relationship later on. But I think their friendship right now is better for both of them because there are things that he needs to work on, and she is not his therapist. And I think a lot of men and so a lot of women, just people in general, use their relationship as therapists when they should just be going to therapy. Like your partner is there to definitely support you, to hear everything, but they shouldn't be like
the actual one, right?
Right.
I agree with that.
So he's not ready. And then also, I know that we've explained away his ghosting because of his mental issues, but at the same time, being ghosted, whatever reason it's for, it still takes an emotional toll. And she went through that range of emotions. Like, you saw her acting out of her character. Yeah. Like, she was rolling up in his
stalking him, all of that. Like,
her to a place that wasn't great for her. And I think a lot of people are ignoring that, and they're just like, oh, it's because he had mental health issues. I understand, but that was still a point in her life where she wasn't who she was, and he took her out of her own character. So I don't think they're a great couple. Not to say they can't be great in the future, but I don't think.
I mean, when you get into a relationship, especially at the beginning, you do kind of come out of your character. Like, you be doing stuff that you don't normally do, whether that's good or bad. So I feel like I see what you're saying, but I don't feel like that's like a hard, like, oh, this isn't gonna work. And I agree, maybe later. And I think probably in this next season we will see more of, possibility with their actual romantic relationship versus their friendship.
And I would prefer the baby steps. Like, I like that they're going back to being friends, because they didn't really know each other. It was like, yo, this is crazy. How we met. We just kicking it. I think it's good that they're showing like a slow progression, and they went back to friendship. Right. So now it like opens up creatively for the writers to be like, okay, we're going to explore more of his going to therapy and working on his mental health, and explore more of her getting into her own, finally realizing who she is as a person. So
you know what I was thinking though, like, because I was just kind of really trying to, like, even throughout, several episodes in this season, I honestly am not truly 100% convinced that Lawrence has a job in San Francisco, because to me, he's such a liar. Let me tell you, he's such a liar. I was like, you know what? He might even be going to do these little ultrasounds with Condola, and maybe even trying to pressure her to get an abortion, because he was kind of like on that, like, hey, you're not gonna keep it, are you?
Listen, hold on.
So all we saw when he was in San Francisco was him coming out of a building that looked very much like a medical building. It could have been some place where a clinic where you go and get abortions or ultrasounds, whatever. And I think he be calling her like, oh, you know how when it's certain people you call when it's like these kind of like life-changing moments happen, and she is that person for him. And so that's why he was like randomly kind of calling, hey, this interview, but it wasn't really interview. Like, he probably was either, I think, for it to be really dramatic, it needed to be something like he was pressuring her to get an abortion. But it could have been he was just there to, like, the ultrasound or something like that. But that's what I think. I don't believe it.
Listen, you just don't like Lawrence so much that you would find.
I think he's a liar.
Right, but just because you feel
so he's lying about. Girl, I promise. He knew about that baby way before he told her at that date.
Because you don't like Lawrence so much, it's gonna color everything that he does.
Yeah, he lying. It makes perfect sense. That's why she was hitting him up so hard in that episode. That episode when him and Issa went on the date, Condola was hitting him up like, hello, we gonna talk about this? Hello, because I'm pregnant, bro. Like, been pregnant. What you trying to
listen? But for real, you can't sit here and say that when they first started that conversation, all the questions that he asked were not, you didn't say the same thing. Because the first thing I said was, okay, baby. So are we sure it's yours? Girl, they popped up with the next thing. So it's mine.
Excuse me. I didn't like that question. I didn't like that question or the progression of that conversation.
I thought
starting off like that.
Girl,
Because Condola has not shown herself to be out here in these streets like that.
Girl, he asked every single question in the exact order that I said it. Like, I would say it, he would ask it. I was like, is this man listening to me? These are real questions. Okay, let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why. Because I know some people are like, oh, no, why you're calling? No, I think that's because a baby impacts both people's lives. And I think it's fair.
I agree.
It's very fair to ask those. Like, I'm not saying that Condola is a person that's out there. However, they have been broken up. So there is a possibility that maybe she was talking to someone else, but also when they were together and his whole thing was like, I can see a future with you. And she was kind of like, yo, I just thought we were like chilling. Like that, we don't really know. No, like she was just dating, but it was almost like he was like, yo, you my girlfriend. So I feel like because a baby has such a huge impact on life, those are valid questions to ask. And I don't think people should get upset when it happens because I feel like it's quick and easy to be like, all right, bet, let's go get a DNA test. Like, what's going to hurt? Oh, you're hurting my feelings. Or you could just go get this. Like, we're not together. Like, I'm not hurt. And people who feel attacked, or is it because you used to be a little, free with your love in the past?
I feel like it's an attack on somebody's character, particularly
18 years. Got one of them kids, got them for 18 years. You heard what Kanye said?
I know that, but what I'm saying
on the 18th birthday, found out it wasn't his. Listen, if these people don't be asking these questions, I'm gonna ask it for them. Y'all took a test?
But this is the thing. He said that, and then he went into saying, I thought we were being careful. You weren't careful if you actually ejaculated inside of her. Like, if that had never happened, then you'd be like, oh, no, this ain't mine. Like, you sure? Like, that's when, to me, your question really has more validity. Because it's like, we didn't even, we had protection. Like, there was no actual, insemination being done here. So what's going on? So to me, I don't like it. I don't like it.
No one cares about your feelings when you gotta pay child support for 18 years. Okay.
Just saying, you don't have to even be. Condola is a boss chick. Like, she don't really need him. Okay, so that's why, to me,
why you come tell me
though? Is disrespectful.
But why she come tell him though? I don't need you gotta be involved. Then go have the child.
Listen, okay. You wouldn't you want the man to at least know, like, hey, we have a child together? Like, that's something that you should say. So why are you coming at it like that? That's to me, that's a sign of a trash person, which, again, Lawrence is basically kind of like,
you see what I'm saying? The bias. Listen,
no, it's not bias. It's he keeps proving himself to be the trash that I know. People show you who they are, you believe them. That is a true.
When you know that you're right, people who know they right don't have a problem providing the evidence. You telling me I hop out here, I had this baby. He'd be like,
girl, that's probably what was happening. That's what was happening when he was going out to San Francisco for a job. Is he was getting proof that he is the baby daddy.
Let me tell you.
That's what I think.
That whole moment would have been a Maury scene. Oh, you don't think that's your baby? Maury, I'm 20,000%. 20,000% that's his baby because I ain't slept with nobody else. So it's like,
that's what happened. He came out of Maury's show when he called Issa. He was like, bro, I am the father. He ran to the back and ran outside just like them chicks were running. And he called Issa like,
I'm gonna run around with
you. Liar. He's a liar.
Question me again. It's yours. I actually upped your child support because you questioned me. You questioned me, so now I increased it. Girl. We
gotta move on. We gotta move on off of Lawrence because we could be on him all episode because he truly is not what Issa needs to be with. He's not the one. He's not the one.
Needs to be alone.
She needs to be. She needs to be alone at this particular time. Yes, completely agree. So let's talk about Molly.
Okay.
Let's talk about Molly.
Okay, I'm sure I'm on the other side of Molly too, because I saw everybody going off on Molly.
You are on the other side of Molly too.
I'm on the other side.
Okay, well let me ask you, why is Molly mad?
About what? About his
why was she mad at Issa this whole time? Like I'm still, trying to find the legitimacy in her anger towards her, because this girl is trying to do her job. Like, literally, she has to put on a good show or this is going to fall apart. Her reputation is gone. So she's going to find ways around you to get the stuff she needs. So why are you mad when your friend is handling her business? You say, oh, you just trying to use me. And she say, bet, I'm going to go and do what I need to do without you.
Okay. So I don't know how people and their best friends get down, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a unspoken best friend rule. Like, there are just certain lines you can't cross. Like, I understand that for your business, of course I want you to succeed. You're my best friend, but there are still like invisible lines. So I think what happened, Molly is mad because what she did was, hey, Issa, listen, this is my first real relationship. I really don't want to like break anything because I have a history of doing that. I don't want to mess up anything at any time, or at least at this time, have him feel like I'm using him. Like, I know, girl, I know you need this, but I can't give it to you, but it's because my relationship, and I'm sorry. And as much as that hurt Issa was like, oh, that's messed up.
And then she moved on and found another way to get what she needed.
But she still went and contacted the person she asked her not to use.
And that has nothing to. This is about business, honey. Like, people have to separate the whole friendship thing from business a lot of times, because when it's about getting your money and your paper, you can't always be like, oh, this is my friend. Like, you got to do the thing that's best for the business.
No, because that's like choosing between family.
And he was cool with it. He was completely cool. Like, if it had been a flop and it had affected him in a negative way, if it had affected him in a negative way, then she would have had some legitimacy to her anger. But everything went well. Even Andrew was like, wow, this actually came off great. So what are we mad about? This is a win-win. You want her to, like Molly was saying, quit using me. Quit always trying to ride my coattails. She literally has her own coattails now, and you still mad.
Listen, it's a principle. I think y'all are missing it. Like, people are like,
ain't no principle.
People are like, oh, this is business and this is friendship. These are separate. Okay, no, because that's choosing money over your relationship. So what she's basically
but it ain't even your relationship. This is literally, she knows Andrew too. She knows Andrew too. They are like mutual friends together. Yes, it is. She was dating his friend. They all was friends together. Crystal, so to me, there is literally nothing wrong with what she did.
She is basically, what she's saying to Molly is, I'm choosing my bag over our friendship. And that's why Molly is mad.
How is this even about your friendship? Because Molly is not valuing the friendship. Because she understood this girl has to get, how you gonna live in LA? Y'all in the most expensive place in the world almost.
Because what she's saying is, what is important to me, like I said again, the money is more important than our friendship. As your best friend,
it's not even about the money. This is her whole career. Like, she's starting something new. If you're not supporting somebody in their journey and what they're trying to be, then I feel like you're not a real friend.
That is not her whole career. That is not her whole career.
Girl, that's what she's trying to get into. She just starting off, and you're not gonna support her at the beginning, the foundations. No, Molly's trash too. Her and Lauren should be together, actually. They'll probably be a good couple.
So, what I'm saying is that there will always be opportunities. Yes, that was a huge opportunity for Issa, but that's still an opportunity. An opportunity doesn't outrank someone that you really care for, like a person, a human. Would you rather lose this opportunity, or would you rather lose your friend? And of course, I can't say exactly what Molly was thinking, but that's what it seemed like to me. Issa was saying, I would rather lose the friend than lose the opportunity. Like, I understand that she went through a different means to get to the person that Molly was asking her not to contact, because like as we could see, even though she went through Nate to get to him, he still came back to Molly and was like, why didn't you let me know? Because it still caused an issue within their relationship. So
because it caused an issue for Molly. Like, it was an issue for nobody else, and it's not even a real issue.
Listen, I think
she was already. This is what's happening. She was already mad. It had nothing to do with this.
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree. But
Molly was already mad. Molly was already mad several episodes.
But that was the point where it was like, no, I'm really not messing with you. Like, it was that event that she was like, nah, for real, dead it.
My thing is, and that's it goes to, that's why this show is so real, is that a lot of times people will put they booze over their friends who they've been down with since the beginning. And to me, for her to even kind of make it some type of situation like that, like she had to decide between her boo and then her bestie, is ridiculous. Like, you should be supporting her. There's literally nothing wrong with Molly saying, hey, well, maybe I can't help you this way, but I can maybe try to, do it some other way. She was so afraid of this breaking up her relationship, which it wouldn't, because it didn't make any sense. So to me, she just was not being a real friend. She was not being a real friend. She did not want Issa to succeed so then she could say, oh, I told you so. And this is what Molly is. Molly is one of those friends that they're really only your friend because they feel like they're better than you. And so when you finally start doing stuff on your own and doing your thing, they start getting kind of jealous and being all weird. Like, I actually had this happen to me. And I'm like, bro, this girl, and I was mad that they even kind of started talking at the end of this last episode. Because I'm like, no, Molly needs to be canceled all the way.
No.
Canceled.
Okay, so this is also my issue, which I hope they cover in the next season.
Mm-hmm.
They also didn't explain enough of Molly's backstory in terms of their friendship before where we saw her. Because from what Molly and Issa were talking about, it sounds like a lot of Molly supporting Issa in the decision she made. And I think people are missing that but they do allude to it throughout the show. Like, Molly has been down for Issa. She has sacrificed for Issa to the detriment of herself, which is why she's going to therapy, and which is why her therapist is kind of like, what are you doing for Molly? So I think Molly is trying to evolve, and she's trying to balance, like, okay, balance me giving to different people, balance me giving to my best friend, balance me giving to this new boo in this relationship, balance and giving to my other friends, balance and giving to my job. But she's also trying to figure out how to balance and giving to herself. So I feel like everyone is missing all of that because all they can see is she messed up her bag. She wouldn't connect her with her boyfriend, but nobody is stopping to tell.
But to me, it wasn't even about the connection.
Listen, y'all aren't listening though. Y'all are not listening when she's like, wait, like she's saying, yes, I'm not saying that a lot of Molly's actions were questionable. Some of them were crazy. She could have handled it in different ways. But underneath what she's saying, even when she got on the phone, when she was saying it, she was like, this is my first relationship. I am horrible at these. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can hear it in her voice. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I would love to help you, but oh my gosh, what if this breaks this thing up? I just got this. This is something for me. Like, am I gonna by helping you out to this extent, and am I gonna mess up something that's a little bit finally for me? Like, I get it. It's a new relationship. It's like, because I've been not exactly in Molly's shoes, but I've been in a situation where it's someone who has like influence over something, but we kind of just got to know each other. And I don't want to ask for like a favor like that, because it's not like Issa was asking for, hey, can I like borrow his pen? Issa was like, yo, can you ask him to like call his business connects? I know that like the person he calling is like a celebrity and their schedule be packed, and I don't really know what they be charging. And I know like this, he's like inside the game. So I'm really getting a heads up. Like, it's kind of last minute, but can you just, cause girl, in the business world, that somebody could have taken that as, dude, you have a lot of like, wow, you're real bold to just be asking me to do something out the blue. Like, you call my agent, like I'm not just on you like beck and call. This is not professional. So Issa didn't have any idea of I'm just saying, none of that happened, and it was really quick for him to call and get dude there, but that was no guarantee. I'm saying
it wasn't. It was no guarantee of anything. But this is the thing. This is the thing I think is the main reason why she mad. As I'm thinking about it, she was still mad because Issa was kind of low-key replacing her with Condola. And so she just was on that whole bitter, road where she's like, oh, we'll go get Condola. Like, she's just like, I'm going to just leave you out here. So I really don't even feel like it was about Andrew at all. it was literally about Molly being angry that Issa was really getting close to this girl who, you know, was dating her man, and she felt like, you know, how dare you replace him with somebody who's taking your man? Like, this was all about her being upset about Condola kind of coming in, which I can kind of understand that a little bit, but it would never make me feel like, oh, I'm not even going to try to help my friend. Because even if she was like, okay, well, I don't want to risk this, you know, whatever with my boyfriend and stuff go bad, you don't even try to come up with any other suggestions. You just like, oh, sorry, sis, I can't help you. Bye. Like, that to me is trash. That's not a real friend.
Didn't she tell her to reach out to Daniel? Or I thought she came with suggestions. But I also
on that phone call she did, and it was like they just kind of had that real awkward like silence, like okay, like it was just kind of like over. But you know,
I mean, personally, I think a lot of viewers are reducing Molly down to like the smallest little whatever, the smallest aspect of her, and making her seem extra shallow. I don't think people are seeing her complexity as a character.
She is shallow.
Even
what about that dude at the very first season who I thought was a good match for her?
Even
she was just dumping people because of like little things, like if they weren't making enough money, if they, you know, maybe have some crazy experiences in their past. Like, you're not even giving people a chance. So that is shallow. That is shallow, and so that's why. But I was upset that Issa is going back to the shallow end of the pool because she could be going way deeper with somebody that's a real friend.
You are keeping Molly at an early point that we saw her at. Molly evolved as we grew to know the show, and even her, even the actress Yvonne, even she talks about that. She was like, a lot of the fans don't see the complexity behind the character.
And I do see the complexity behind her character.
But y'all are keeping Molly at the point y'all met her because y'all are mad from long time ago.
Because she keep doing the same stuff.
Issa.
No, this season, Issa been about her business, actually. Issa has been the most secure she's ever been in this entire show. This season, it was all about her being secure and taking on a whole different career. Going in, you know, like, honestly, girl, stop it.
No,
you know it. I'm not letting you know it. She was the one who reached out to Molly. Like, I would have been like, nah, I'm cool. She was secure enough in herself to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go and try. I'm gonna be low key trying. Molly was not low key trying. She's fake. But I do feel, I hope that she'll have some growth next season. But she's trash this season, honey.
What did Kelly say?
What did she say?
When she was trying to get them to talk, Kelly was basically saying
she was trying to drop little nuggets of wisdom about them. Oh, how her and Tiffany had almost not made it because something had happened between them. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it was basically something about like one of them was always calling the other person. Was it Issa like I'm always the one that has to reach out, or was it? Or was it Molly that said that? She was Molly. One of them said
I know Molly said she always lets stuff go. I don't remember who said that, but somebody did say. I don't remember who it was.
So my point is, we need to know more of their history. I think it's very unfair that everyone is holding Molly to this.
So why she act like this with Andrew?
What?
Why does she act like this with Andrew then?
Oh, girl, he was a good guy. Listen, I agree that she was foolish when she didn't go with him to that thing with his brother. Cause I was like, oh no, she should have gone, cussed his brother out again, and then enjoyed it. Like, nah. I'd have been like, nah, I'm still mad at you. I'm still big mad at you. But we gonna talk it through a little bit, and we gonna watch whatever we came to watch because I like him. But I'm still on the rocks with you just because. Molly is used to being a friend. So I don't know why she just didn't go there and be like, I don't like you for real. Because I would have just told her.
Well, you know, and that is probably why they like really wouldn't be able to make it at all, because like Asian people in their family is super important. So like if there's issues with you as an outsider coming in, more than likely you're not gonna be able to be in. Like, it's just not gonna work.
Well,
so I mean, Andrew seems different, and maybe he would be one of the people like, I don't care who, who my family like, but in traditionally that type of stuff is not gonna work for a long-term relationship. So, but okay, what do you think she said to him? Because the scene ended when he was like, is this something that you really want? And then Molly's all crying, and then it's like, what is she gonna say?
Isn't this the same question the therapist asked her? What does Molly want? I feel like that was the last question. One of the last questions.
What does she want? Do you think she wants Andrew or something else?
I don't think she gave the therapist an answer either. I think Molly.
No, everything was just left lost. Like, everything was lost. Like, this was a low key lost episode. Like, the title for this was very, very fitting in many ways.
Right.
So what do you think? What do you think? Do you think she wants this? Do you, Molly? Does she want to be in this relationship with Andrew for real? Does she want to fight for this?
I think at the core of it, she does, but only because he is different from the people that she's run into. I think because he challenges her to be something or to ask. I don't know. He makes her ask questions and observe. She slightly wants to be with him, but I don't know if she's evolved enough to come out and embrace it and be like, oh, he may actually be good for me. Because he does. He kind of he rounds her out a little bit.
But yeah, I don't think she wants it. I don't, because she
wants it perfect, and it's not going to be
this perfect. Is what I feel. I feel like Molly is in love with the idea of Andrew. I don't think she's really in love with Andrew for real. Like how she just like, oh, I can take him to these little work functions and show him off. Like, this is my bae. Like, I didn't really feel like she was really like, yes, this is my baby. I love him with all my heart. Like, I really, really was not getting that vibe from her.
She did not read that moment. I was so confused. I was like, girl, he don't want to go nowhere else.
Right. So I feel like somebody who, because they've been dating for a little while now. I mean, it's not like they've been dating for a long time, but it's been a while. I mean, they've meeting family and stuff like that. Yeah. So I feel like if you're not able to pick up on that and be like, you know what, he ain't really feeling this, so let's just go home. We do our thing, watch LaToya. And that was another thing that got on my nerves. What the heck happened to LaToya? Like, there literally was nothing about LaToya. The only thing about LaToya is that was the thing that set Andrew off. Like, nah, B, we not about to do this. We're going to have this talk. Because I can't even watch what's going on with LaToya. We ain't going to make it.
Girl, he was done. He was tired. He said, I'll be doing all this after that.
Like, he's been the most patient person ever. And then that LaToya issue came up. He was like, you know what? I'm not about to do this with you, actually.
Girl, I'm afraid that he's like, this is the Molly, or this is the reason I want to get involved with her in the first place. Because remember when they first started and she was tripping and he was like, I don't play no games. Like, you doing a whole lot. And she had to come back and apologize, be like, oh, my bad. This is my first time. I don't really know what I'm doing, you know? And he was like, yo, you need to chill, sis. You need to chill.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what he's thinking. Like, all this time, and I still got to say this to her? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I still think, I don't remember what that dude's name was from the first season, the one who had kind of had like some experiences with a man or something. Like, he had, remember that? And she like couldn't let that go.
Oh, yeah. And then he came back with his whole
honestly, I really thought they were like compatible. Like, I really wish he had tried. And then, like, when she saw him at that, was it another block party? I think it was the last season.
Yes.
And she thought he was with that man. But yeah. Yes. So I do think she still has some feeling, or like something is still there. So I don't know if that's something they'll explore, but I really did kind of like them two together, honestly. I thought they
were
fit.
Good. Man.
They really did. So,
but she couldn't get out of her head. Listen, she had to cut that off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Molly got a lot of like, honestly, she has more mental health issues than Nate do, to be real. Like, she got a lot to work out. We still kind of learn the stuff about Nate, but man, Molly got some stuff. So let's talk about Tiffany and her postpartum.
Postpartum.
Yes. So That whole part, I just felt like it wasn't executed well.
Really?
No, like that's such a deep issue. Like they were kind of, and I mean it's a comedy, so you do make light of it, which is fine. But like that part, that the part at the hotel where they found her and it was her and Derek, like that interaction needed to be way more emotional. Like it seemed very rushed. Did you feel that way? Because me and my other friends talk about it. I'm like, I wanted to see, you know, her behind the door, like her kind of like not wanting to open the door, just feeling like, you know, basically like she been found out, you know, just everything. Her friends are there. Like this is something that she doesn't want people to know about, but then her whole family and everybody knows about it. So I wanted to see more of her reaction from behind the door before she opened it, and then it just needed to be a little bit more like dramatic as far as like the coverage of it, like with the shots. I was just like, bro, like that's it.
Girl,
the lighting was all dark and stuff. I'm like, I know this is like a multi-million-dollar budget. Like y'all could have did this way better than this. Like I don't know what happened, but I was kind of disappointed that wasn't good.
I felt like I honestly feel like that's kind of life. Like yes, we want the dramatics. Mm-hmm. But I feel like sometimes life really,
it's a show.
It really is like that. Yeah, I get
it is, but I need more.
But that's kind of realistic. Like I feel like every situation with that, every time some like a woman that has postpartum, every situation is not the breakdown in tears and be all extra emotional. Sometimes it's just like, I am the tired, I have nothing, I am numb, my bad. Like I feel like sometimes it really is like that. So I thought that was an interesting take. That whole detective, we hunting down the scene, right? That felt kind of Tyler Perry-ish to me. You know,
yeah, right. Okay, I wasn't the only one.
You know, I love Tyler Perry for being mediocre. I love Tyler Perry. That is my dude. I can depend on his mediocre work. Yes. I love it. Mm-hmm. I don't depend on Issa for that mediocre work. I don't look to her for that. So it felt really like I get it.
It felt rushed. It felt like they almost like, I don't know if maybe they just kind of ran out of time and they was just doing random stuff. Like it felt very not intentional. Like I don't know, like just the way it was shot. Like I don't know. I guess it's because, you know, I've been studying film and stuff, and I'm just like, I was just expecting more because that's a deep issue. So I really actually was wanting them to spend even maybe a little bit more time kind of having Tiffany and Derek kind of talk. Like they just kind of embraced and then it was over. And I was like, okay.
Girl, I needed him to be frantic a little bit. Like he wasn't frantic enough for me.
He wasn't frantic, right? Yeah, like it was just not hitting it. Like I can't explain. Like it just was not as polished, I guess, to me. Like it's.
But I still, even though her part could have been super emotional, it still kind of, to me, it adds up. Because we kind of figured out her postpartum from a few episodes.
Mm-hmm,
like,
right.
We kind of did that. Mm-hmm. So in the entire time she was talking about it, it was kind of like that, man, yeah, that baby crying. Yeah. Oh, I'm a mama. Like she kind of had that energy the entire time. Mm-hmm, so that's why I was kind of like, like she's not super up there, but it kind of aligns with how she is as a character mother. So I kind of get it. And that could have also been a sign, like the signs were there, like this is how she was behaving, and we just kind of let it float under the surface. But girl, that whole hunt, this random dude on the bus.
It was just like, I feel like it was like filler. That's what it is. Like it was like, okay, we gotta, you know, everything is 30 minutes, so we need some filler because we ain't got enough material to carry it. So we just about to throw in some stuff.
That Black Lives Matter moment, I was like, what's finna happen? They finna get shut out here? Like, what we doing?
Right. I'm like, it was just so much randomness just kind of thrown in there. Like, okay, let's put that in there too, because I don't know, like, we got to get this 30 minutes.
Girl.
That's how it felt. I was like, ma'am. And you know what's really, because like, it was a couple of episodes, so like the low-key tripping one where Molly went to, they go to Mexico? Where did they go?
Yeah.
Mexico, right? And then the other episode before, where it was all focused on Issa, those episodes got on my nerves because it was like the plot literally just stopped. Like, boom, like we don't have anything for 2 episodes,
girl.
And they do stuff like that a lot, where they just kind of put you on pause. And I felt like because they didn't really, they didn't shoot that whole postpartum thing as intentional and just as detailed, it just stopped the plot. Like, to me, it didn't even feel like it fit in this episode. Like, it didn't. It was just crazy.
I wanted more of Kelly's and her together, like her dealing with her best friend's postpartum. Because we know that Kelly knew exactly what was happening. She's the one that's going over there. She's a godmama. She helping take care of the baby. Mm-hmm. She talking to her friend. I feel like we should have seen that, because it would have made, like you said, it would have made the introduction of, oh, she's missing. Like, we would have gotten it. Cause like, yeah, remember that backstory they had of everything she's going through.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So overall, what would you rate this episode? What is your rating on this?
I would rate it that it was not as a big as I thought it was gonna be. Everybody on social media is exaggerating, acting like everything was just coming to like explode. Don't nobody care about what it was.
I think it was because it was very predictable. Like, that whole pregnancy was a very, very predictable ending. It needed to be.
I felt like everybody.
It needed to be, like I said, something with the twist where, like, you know, it was like he was trying to get an abortion. Something just needed to be more like wham, bam, you know,
They should have made Issa pregnant. Both of them should have been pregnant
at the same time. Yes. So I've told my friend, I'm like, I'm going to write on her Twitter and be like, hey, I got a good idea for you. Actually, that'll probably, you know, up the drama a little bit.
Right.
And yeah, I think it should be both of them pregnant.
We should have shown that last shot should have been right before that last shot of her smoking. It should have been her peeing and showing the little lines on the pee stick, like, I'm pregnant, Condola pregnant, girl.
Lawrence is trash. That would just confirm again. Lawrence is trash.
And then is Molly living with Andrew?
Yeah, I guess so, because that was like his place, right? That they showed.
Somebody should have been packing their bags. We should have seen some bags in the car. Listen.
I mean, honestly, like, I felt like the things that were like the bombshell things, they kind of just left open where you don't know what happened. And then the stuff that was predictable, like, we saw that, we're like, okay, we already knew that was coming. But I think the twist should be that Condola is lying because she's jealous of Issa. And then it all come out next season.
And she should carry it until a good long time. She should get the fake pregnancy belly.
Girl, yes, I got one of those too.
And then one of them need to bust it. Kelly needs to bust in on the fake pregnancy baby. Somebody need to, but I guess that's predictable too.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell them.
I don't know what to tell them either, but
this was a flat episode. At the end, I wish I was like, oh, I could have not watched this for another 2 weeks.
He's like, that's why Hulu took it off. Were you watching on Hulu or something?
Yes, I was. And Hulu was like, and you're done. They knew what was coming. I was like, man.
It was a good episode. So we were rated what, an A, B, C, D, F?
Compared to all the other ones, it may be a strong C+.
Okay.
Maybe. Like, they ain't failing, but they ain't no star student. They like average. It's like, okay. I guess everybody gotta have a bad episode every now and then.
Yeah, I definitely give it like a B-. Like I said, that postpartum part just really kind of took it down a notch for sure. Because I was just like, y'all trying to deal with issues y'all ain't even dealt with. Like when I was watching the wind down, they was talking about, I'm like, y'all didn't even really deal with it though. Like, y'all just kind of threw that in there and then it was nothing. Like we deal with, mental health issues. You don't deal with mental health issues. Like, y'all, Nate just left. Like, we didn't know anything that was going on. Unless you're talking about Molly and her mental health issues. you're not really dealing with mental health issues on this show.
Girl, you know what it looked like? It looked like they forgot that they had left that storyline open. And they were trying to sum it up real quick before the season ended. They're like, oh, dang, remember we left her back there? Let's check back in. Let's see how she's going.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And
that's what it felt like.
Just put that disclaimer. We forgot our bad. All right, sis. People, you busy. She busy. She a busy woman. I get it. You know.
Girl, this season 5 gonna be back, you know, because everybody in Corona, everybody got time to really kind of work on their writing and rewriting and getting it perfect. So
let me tell you,
I banger season 5.
Season 5 need to come out with the fire. It need to be twins. Okay, I want to hear that she having twins. Okay, and I want to hear that both twins ain't even his because she slept with another dude. So one baby.
What if she has a miscarriage and then it's like the whole drama of that?
Oh my God.
Emotional stress.
I don't think we're ready for that.
And then Lawrence feels bad and he's like, oh, well, I have to be there for Condola because she's like, you know, suicidal or something.
Girl. And then I guess Issa gonna be like, okay. And now she's back with Nate, who still got mental health issues. Listen, Issa, be alone, sis.
Issa, be alone. No, but for real, I agree with that. Like, you're most secure when you are just kind of carrying your own weight. Because it seems like she be having to carry too much weight.
You saw how she was getting it. She got the new job. She had the new spot. Sis was out here crushing the game.
She was crushing the game. This is the best version of Issa that we've seen ever.
Okay.
So I was like,
and she had the TSA dude. I mean, he in a relationship now, but you know, girl, you out here living your best life.
She was out here getting it. So, all right. Well, thanks, Marcia, for joining us. Again, if you guys have comments, leave them in the comment box below. Let us know what you guys think, particularly about Lawrence being a liar, Molly being mental, and about Issa being the best version of herself, and then predictions for season 5, because we got all types of theories going on here. All right, so catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.